Mongo packs his bags. First stop, United Bananas. He exchanges green leaves at the airport and gets a handful of dollars back. Mongo smiles. His smile lasts until the first burger. 18 green leaves for something he'd pay half for. Beer, taxi, hotel. Green leaves evaporate like water on a branch in the sun. Mongo wonders, if a green leaf is a green leaf, why is it worth different in each jungle? Today, Mongo explains why some jungles purposely make their green leaves weaker. Why do some jungles want their leaves to be worth the same as in others? And how the United Bananas jungle convinced jungles worldwide to use their leaves. To buy dinosaur juice. Chapter 1. From Shine Gold to Monkey Chief's Promises. A long time ago, every green leaf had real gold behind it.
Gold kept in the Monkey Chief's armored cave.
The system was called the gold standard. The rule was simple. Monkey Chief couldn't print new green leaves without having more gold in the cave. If he wanted to make more green leaves, he had to get more gold first.
It was an honest system.
The problem came when jungles grew, wars passed. Global trade expanded rapidly. The planet's resources don't grow at the pace of unchecked ambition. The 70s. The Monkey Chief of United Bananas makes a brutal decision. He takes scissors, cuts the rope between the green leaf and gold. The rest of the jungles did the same. Fiat green leaf is born. This designated green leaf is a piece of paper that holds value because the central authority declares it so.
And because the rest of the monkeys believe it. That's called collective faith. Fiat.
Like Mongo's relationship with Mona Lisa. It works as long as no one asks too many questions. If the value of a green leaf depends on faith, then it depends on how many monkeys
want that green leaf. That's supply and demand. The same rule as bananas in the market.
The same rule as concert tickets.
More monkeys want to buy, the more it costs. Fewer monkeys want to buy, the less it's worth.
And here the circus begins. There's a jungle where in the 80s.
That jungle's money was worth more than a green leaf from United Bananas. A monkey from that jungle traveled to Miami and felt rich. But today, in that same jungle, hundreds of thousands of those green leaves are needed to buy a single green leaf.
Chapter 2. Inflation and Interest Rates.
Mongo has 100 green leaves in his pocket. He goes to Doña Banana's shop, buys 2 bananas. 1 year later, same 100 green leaves. This time, he can only buy 1.5 bananas.
Next year, same 100 green leaves, half a banana. Mongo's green leaves haven't moved from his pocket. Prices have.
Each time, more green leaves are needed to buy the same thing. That's called inflation. That's called inflation. The mechanics are simple. The mechanics are simple. If there are more green leaves circulating in the jungle than available bananas, each green leaf is worth less. Like when Mongo shares pizza among 5 friends. And suddenly, 4 cousins arrive without warning.
Same pizza, more mouths, smaller slices.
Monkey Chief has a printer, prints green leaves whenever he wants. Pays debts, pays wars.
And pays campaign promises he didn't intend to keep.
Every new bill that comes out of the printer makes old bills lose a bit of value. That's the story of how a prominent leader in a specific region discovered a method of creating currency. One Tuesday morning, he liked it so much he never turned it off. As a result, prices in Zimbabwe started to rise every week. Then every day, then every hour. The moment came when monkeys went to the market, pushing a wheelbarrow full of green leaves to buy a single banana.
Literally, Zimbabwean monkeys started using United Banana's green leaves for important things.
Mongo looks at his savings under the branch. If his monkey chief gets excited with the printer, those green leaves
Are getting smaller and smaller without Mongo doing absolutely anything.
Meanwhile, Mongo watches the news. But Mongo's problem is that he doesn't understand a thing when watching the news. 30-page articles, screaming headlines. Monkeys on TV who talk as if Mongo already knew.
In the end, Mongo finds out late, superficially, or doesn't understand a damn thing.
That's why Mongo reads Ekomonos.
Ekomono's own newsletter. 3 times a week. Only topics that really matter that week. In 5 minutes.
With bananas, no long texts, no technicalities, no hidden agenda. Today, Ekomonos told Mongo what the central bank monkey chief did yesterday. And
tomorrow, it will say what happens with the neighboring jungle's debt.
And everything important without having to watch the entire news report.
Plus, a surprise for stingy monkeys. The newsletter is free.
More than 10,000 monkeys already read it.
Link in the description and pinned comment, or by scanning the QR code to subscribe. But now, the Monkey Chief doesn't stand idly by.
Monkey Chief has a weapon against inflation. The weapon is called the interest rate.
The interest rate is the price of borrowing money.
If the Monkey Chief raises the rate, borrowing green leaves becomes expensive. Monkeys stop borrowing, spend less.
Fewer green leaves circulating, inflation goes down.
But the interest rate has a juicier side effect. If the Monkey Chief pays a high rate to whoever lends to him, monkey investors from all over the planet smell bananas and flock like flies to ripe fruit. Here's the trick: to lend to the Monkey Chief of United Bananas.
A monkey investor from another jungle first has to exchange their currency for dollars. More monkeys buying dollars means a more expensive dollar.
The dollar strengthens on its own. If the rate drops, investors get bored. They grab their bags, fly to another jungle where they pay more. The dollar deflates. By the way, if any viewer has an idea how to introduce a new currency system in the fictional economic zone of Ecomonos, put it in the comments.
But the rate cannot rise infinitely. If the rate is too high, normal monkeys like Mongo cannot borrow.
To buy a branch, companies cannot borrow to grow.
The economy freezes like a banana forgotten in the freezer. That's why every time the central bank Monkey Chief gets on stage,
Entire markets on the planet hold their breath.
But a high rate is not enough. A monkey investor, before releasing a bag of green leaves in a jungle, looks at something else. He looks if that jungle sways on its own without wind. If the Monkey Chief of that jungle changes taxes every Tuesday. The blonde-haired banker and the older executive reviewed the document. Debt skyrockets every quarter. The investor takes his bag and flies to another branch before anything happens. Foreign investors don't hold on. They smell risk and disappear. But there's a jungle that years ago discovered a much better trick. Than raising rates or promising stability. The jungle managed to get the rest of the planet to buy its green leaf non-stop.
for decades without anyone noticing.
And any monkey who fills up their logmobile today is, without knowing it, borrowing it.
Chapter 3. Exporting and Importing. If one region trades goods with other regions, the buyer must compensate using the seller's designated form of value.